Taurus, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late September 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Taurus collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here, my gods. Talk to me. What do we got for Taurus here in late September? We're moving into Libra season. What energies, messages, insights can we pull for our good friends? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Taurus in late September. Please and thank you. What's going on for my dear friends this week? Let's get this card out nice and quick so we could take a little look. Okay, thank you. Queen of Cups energy. I feel like I've seen this for you in recent weeks, and even if we haven't, I do feel like this is a nice, strong emotional energy, and I've been seeing a lot of other people showing up in the other Earth sign readings, so I find this extra intriguing that the Queen of Cups is showing up here right in the forefront for you. Now, this can be very good. It's a nice, soft, loving energy, but it can also be super emotional. Before we fully dive into it, though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the September subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more about this card. So again, the deck I'm using is an oracle deck. It's not a tarot deck. But the woman depicted on this card, she just screams Queen of Cups to me. Notice she's above the water. She has the one foot dipped in. We got all sorts of like fish and stuff. So it does link to the Queen of Cups type of vibe. So for a portion of you, you might be connected to a water sign. Gender is not specific, but a person who has water placements could be highlighted here for one reason or another. And we'll see what shows up within the reading itself. Now, to me, again, the Queen of Cups is highly emotional. All queens in tarot speak of the inner world, the inner energy. Especially when we're talking cups, there's a lot of emotion here. So for some of you, this could be warm and fuzzy and good. But for a portion of you, maybe you're just dealing with some big feelings. That's very possible. And you're not alone in that. That's something I've been seeing for a lot of signs, not just earth signs, is that there's been some pretty big feelings in recent weeks. So we're just going to put her down right there for now. Let's get into tarot. And, you know, I always say that first card there doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. So let's shuffle it up one time here for my beautiful Taurus friends. What do we got? And while we shuffle this up and get it ready to rock, let's talk about last week's reading. Speaking of all the things we were already saying about this Queen of Cups, last week's reading was titled An Emotional Explosion. And the reason it was titled that is because I had a strong sense, a strong feeling that there was something intense bubbling under the surface. To me, it seemed like calm on the outside, lots of stuff bubbling on the inside, that something could erupt. So especially now that we're starting with this energy here, just know, I mean, portion of you might be having some ups and downs or a little emotional volatility. Either that or there's some sort of intensity of feeling. Okay, so let's see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. Let's get it going. 3 cards here for Taurus. What is happening in late September for my good friends? Thank you. Okay, so we are starting with the World. Okay, that's a very intense energy to start off with. I'm going to put it right there next to the Amethyst, and it could chill out while we get the rest of it. So it's like we're beginning with an ending, or a close of a chapter. That doesn't always have to be a bad thing. The World, it's very different. Okay, we have a card that could be representing you with another queen. We have the Queen of Pentacles right there. So we're going to put her down right there in the mix. Let's get one more out here, and we'll start going. What's happening? Thank you. Okay, so you're going to have, we're definitely going to have some things to look into. You also have a bonus this week. So right here on the back end, we do have the Hermit, which is a popular character that I've been seeing this week. We also have the 4 of Pentacles, which is also very Hermit-like type of energy. So we're going to have to talk about this, Taurus. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first glance, I do see some level of comfort for you in this spread, which is a good thing. Notice that the World card, it has all the fixed energies. It also has the Taurus energy connected to it. Queen of Pentacles, Earth. Hermit, Virgo energy, Earth. Four of Pentacles, Earth. So these are energies that you can work with and you can deal with. So that does tell me whatever situations you're working through, whether they're good, bad, or indifferent, there's a certain familiarity with it or a level of comfort in working with it or working through it, which is a good thing. But again, like there's cards that could be representing you. There's a withdrawn card. There's an energy that's of things closing. It's karmic and powerful. And this closed off energy here on the back end. So we're going to have to talk about this. Let's go through piece by piece and really build this out. So position number one, we are starting with the world. And like I said, it does have all that fixed energy depicted on it. Now the world, complex, lots of energy, lots of different meanings. It is the last of the major arcana in the tarot deck. So again, it does speak about endings and closings, closes of a chapter. Now, I don't see this similar to the Ten of Swords where it's like pain, pain, pain. To me, there's a chapter closing and a new one about to open. This isn't like, all right, end of the story, the end. Like to me, it's like the journey is still beginning, but a chapter is closing. So for some of you, yeah, there could be certain things that are closing out or ending for you, whether they're uncomfortable or whether they're not. This is a really strong karmic energy as well. So it could speak about the cycles of life, the lessons we learn, karma in general, people reaping what they sow. So maybe there's someone you're connected to that's going through some sort of karmic situation. Could be very possible. In my personal meanings, I like to connect the world itself to the world that we live in as well. So for a portion of you, maybe what's going on in the world today could be affecting your mind state, or it could be affecting your energy. You could be very sensitive to it, or at least someone you're connected to is. The world to me can link to world events, that's for sure. So we're going to definitely need to look into that further, especially since we're beginning with an ending. Now, into the center, we have the Queen of Pentacles. That's not gender specific, it's earth sign energy. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, could be any of those. And generally, I say this is a super positive card. Now, in my simplistic style, the clarifier could just tell us something that's coming towards you or a way you might be feeling. Some of the themes I think of with the Queen of Pentacles, she's like the Empress light. So to me, when I see her, I think of blessings and abundance. It's very firm. It's extremely fertile. There's a lot of possibilities here. This could connect to somebody who's in business, or this could be work situations. It all really depends. We're talking about the material world, especially when we see her, and she's comfy. Now, a thing with the Queen of Pentacles, because remember, all cards have challenges. In her challenge, she could either represent someone that's too stubborn or too unpredictable. So we're really going to want to look into it further to see which energy can be coming to the surface here. Now we'll get her tucked in right next to the world and start talking about the very next card, because we have the Hermit chilling right there on the back end, Virgo energy. So whether you have Virgo placements or you're connected to one, when I see the Hermit, it's a retracted, pulled back type of energy. Now there are a lot of positives to this card. It's not all challenge, but I feel like it's an even distribution of both. So let's go with the positive first. This is a very spiritual card. So your spiritual practices can be very important for you in this time. There's a lot of wisdom. There's a lot of knowledge with this Hermit. But when we get to the challenge of it, it's a solitary energy. So watch out for feelings of lonesomeness or feeling lonely. It could represent communication issues where you're either not telling somebody something or they're not telling you something. There could be a quietness or a sense of quiet when Hermit's here. There could be situations that you're going through that you're pulling your energy back from, where it's like, okay, I'm not going to feed into it. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm not feeding my energy to this. I'm taking a step back. So it all really depends. So we'll want to see this for sure, whether it is a situation or a problem, that's yet to be seen, because it can be good. And the fact that Taurus energy is super comfy with earthy energies, it can be nice. Maybe there is something you need to withdraw your efforts from for a little bit. Now, in your bonus, we do have the Four of Pentacles. You see that person there? This could be good for a lot of things. I see it as a neutral energy when we're talking about this card. It could represent going over your finances, saving for a big purchase, saving in general. This is very good financially when I see it. When we're talking about emotions and personal connections, that's where we get the challenges here, because it could represent someone that's holding on to something, not letting something out. It could sometimes represent a possessive person as well. We're not fully going to walk down that road, but again, it's closed off. So it's like we have the ending, and we like all of these energies, they're like kind of keeping to themselves. So I want to dive deeper on all of it, Taurus. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, so let's get a good shuffle here. What's happening? What is happening for my Taurus friends? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the world. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Taurus, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, world time. Why is it here? Why is the world here? Thank you. Okay, so that makes complete and total sense to me. We do have the Three of Swords showing up here underneath the world, and a lot of times when we are going through changes or different cycles, it's not always comfortable, and I feel like mileage will vary depending on who you are and what it is you're going through, of course. So the Three of Swords, I saw this, I believe, in the Virgo reading as well. It is a card that is on a spectrum. Okay, it's not always like worst case scenario, broken heart. Sometimes it could be a little bit of an annoyance or something that's a little uncomfortable or something that's a little gloomy. So when I see it under a card of endings and change, it tells me that there is something that could be just a little bit uncomfortable. So whether it is putting this chapter in the books and closing it, whether it is the ending that you're experiencing, depending on how rough it is, like, yeah, this doesn't feel like something that's super happy. Even if it's something you initiate, to me, it's like, it's not super happy here. There's a certain uncomfortability here. So I do see an ending, of course. So whether it's something you've recently gone through or even something that's coming up, there's growing pains. Okay. So again, if we're not talking the ending, we're talking about a change that's a little uncomfortable. Okay. Which makes total sense, especially with how the cards line up. Now, I do want to see how this energy goes as we move forward, because it could be very restorative, or there could be a lot of healing to come. But again, we are seeing this big ending here in the front, or change that is uncomfortable. So let's keep going. Let's keep going. Interesting that both of these cards have clouds. Like, do you notice in that image how it looks like they're kind of connected? So odd. Let's see why the Queen of Pentacles is here, though. Let's see what's up. So why is the Queen in the mix? For my beautiful Taurus friends. Thank you. Whoa. Okay. So we do have more karmic energy. It makes sense. We got the Wheel of Fortune, my friends. One of my favorite cards in the whole entire deck. It's Jupiter energy. It's very expansive. Okay, I feel once you shake this energy off, there's like a sudden expansive type of energy coming in for you. This is good. This is the universe shining down on you. Now, it's also interesting that the world and the wheel have some similarities, whereas this one moves much faster, much quicker. So let's talk about it here. On an intuitive sense, like I said, once the book is finally closed, or once the page is closed on whatever this chapter is, I feel like very quick expansion. That's how it feels to me. So whether it's in your career area, whether it is emotional, I feel like luck being on your side. Now, some of you are going through a karmic journey. When we're talking about change, that's a little uncomfortable, and we have the world and the wheel. It makes sense, because I feel like for a few weeks ago, there were multiple weeks where we were seeing strong karmic archetypes, and they're still lingering around for you, which isn't always a bad thing. But the fact that we have these two cards like connected to you, like they're surrounding you, like we have the world next to the Taurus energy, we got the wheel. But again, this is my four-leaf clover. This is really good. So I think for a portion of you, once the page is closed or this energy is dealt with in the front, I feel, again, like a surprising win or expansion here. So this is really nice. Total opposites of energy. And again, if we're, aside from the expansiveness that we're talking about, there is a karmic change. There is a metamorphosis. There is a growing process. But I like what I feel in the center, okay, because it does feel universal. So let's just keep moving. We're gonna go in on that Hermit, then we'll see. We'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow card. I feel like your reading this week, pretty straightforward in its energy. So why is the Hermit here for my Taurus friends? Quick, thank you. All right, what are you cooking up, my friends? Again, we have another karmic card. We have the Magician in the upright underneath this Hermit. Yeah, this Magician was popping out for another sign as well. Might have been Virgo. And it is a huge card of manifesting. So when I see the Hermit, which is like an alchemist, and we have the Magician, it's like somebody's creating something, like something's cooking here, which can be really nice. Now, for a portion of you, again, I felt this in other earth signs, that your powers of creating and manifesting could be heightened in this time. Okay, I know we're switching zodiacal seasons and everyone has different charts, but when you connect to the Hermit and the Magician, it's either somebody that's like pulled back and like creating or preparing something. They're strong manifesting. There's a lot of ritual here as well. I know there's been that big focus around spirituality, spiritual beliefs and practices, but the Hermit and the Magician, they're doing some sort of ritualization here on the back. Now, this card does represent control. So when I see it underneath the Hermit, there can be somebody that has pulled back to enforce their control. Like, and that happens with some people sometimes, where if they feel like they don't have a say or they don't have control of a situation, they just stop giving energy to it, and that's how they enforce their control. So just know, for a small portion of you, there might be certain individuals you're connected to that will use that or would use that method, where it's like, okay, well, there's nothing I can really do about this, so I'm just going to stop giving my energy to it. That's part of what I'm picking up. But again, I feel like somebody's cooking something up quietly from behind the scenes, and there's a really strong power of manifesting. So just know, in this time, if you're putting your energy into it, if you're visualizing it and you're going to work towards something, there is powerful universal energy around you, with the world, with the wheel, with the Magician. They're all karmic and they're all tapped into source, which can be really good. So let's go through and do a quick recap here. I would say overall, there's a lot of silver lining. There is a bit of an uncomfortable energy here as well, which makes sense. But if you kindly look in the box before the shadow card, position number 1, we have the World with the 3 of Swords in the upright. Like I mentioned, to me, this does feel like either some change that's a little bit uncomfortable or an ending of some sort. And it's like not something to be super excited about just yet. Like, again, to me, it just feels a little uncomfortable. So again, whether it is the endings or whatever it might be. Moving to the center, we have the Queen of Pentacles with the Wheel of Fortune, good luck charm in the upright. So it does feel like once the book is closed here, there's going to be a rapid expansion or a surprising win that could come in for a lot of you. It does feel great, but again, there's like so much karmic and spiritual energy throughout this reading that, again, there could be a certain intensity. And we saw that with the Queen of Cups as well. There's a certain energetic intensity that a lot of you could be working with right now. On the back end, we have the Hermit with the Magician in the upright. And I did say, like, what are you cooking up? Like, what are you working on here, my friends? There could be someone hard at work. I do get, like, doing spiritual work and possible ritualizing here, which can be really great. And just know that you can manifest a lot of things in this time. But I also got this other little side story of somebody pulling their energy back because there's a certain situation that is kind of out of their hands, where it's like, all right, well, there's not much I can do or control this, so I'm going to stop giving my energy to it. So do with that what you will, Taurus. Please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows for you. Powerful energy for you this week, that's for sure. So let's get it going. Let's shuffle it up one time. Let's see what we have in the shadows for Taurus, please. Very powerful. Okay, and yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be good too. So let's get you one. And if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going here. What is up? What is in the shadows? Thank you. Nice and quick. 2 of Swords, huh? A little bit of mystery here with the 2 of Swords, a little bit of confusion. So for some of you, there might be certain situations where it's like, I'm not sure what to do about this. But for another portion of you, this is a card that we expect to see within the shadows, because the 2 of Swords, it's either indecision, confusion, or complete and total mystery, where it's like, whoa, that came out of nowhere. So hopefully it's connecting with this energy I picked up in there, like the sudden expansion or the surprising win. It could, for sure. But again, for another portion of you, there might be a situation where it's like, okay, well, yeah, something might be bothering me a little bit, but I can't quite put my finger on it. Like, I don't really know why. Like, it shouldn't be bothering me, but it really is. Or there could be something you're a little indecisive about as well when the 2 of Swords is here. The positive of this being a shadow card, though, is that it doesn't linger for long. This is an energy that will move through. It will move out quickly. So if you've been tense about something, know that this confusion or this cloud will lift. So Taurus, that's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the September subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the September subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of one of my favorite decks of all time, the beautiful Wizard's Tarot. It's gorgeous and it works great. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments Where would you like to go for your dream vacation? What are you manifesting? Let me know. Let's bring it to fruition. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in the community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you again.